actually get worse. Excuse me.
My beloved children of the digestive age, I have traveled through centuries, through plagues, empires, and supermarkets to arrive here on this blessed day in a coastal village called Worthing. Oh, sorry, I think you're not a village, I think this is a town. Anyway, I have landed aboard the sacred tofu-powered time machine. High in protein, low in emissions. I am Hippocrates, not to be confused with Socrates, although we once argued over olives for 3 days straight. Yes, I was invited here by an old friend, a mystic of vegetables, a wizard of brassicas, a man whose broccoli knows no bounds. Ooh, the one and only Egils, the broccoli magician, who, by the way, has never eaten a chicken nugget in his life. Oh, he summoned me here tonight on 16th of June 2025 to a world of mysterious illnesses, processed fears, and turbo bacon spray. And I came with one ancient whisper from the immemorial. Let thy food be thy medicine, and let thy medicine be thy food. Ooh. Yes, but what do I find in this era? I took a pilgrimage to your modern temple of nourishment, what you now call the supermarket. Oh yes, oh my God, oh my gosh. I expected figs, barley, olive oil, maybe a humble wheel of fermented goat wisdom. But instead I found glow-in-the-dark cheese strings, bread that expires in 2073, soup in a plastic sarcophagus, and a substance labeled Choco Crunchy Cancer Go Boom Shake. Oh my God. Oh my God. What have you done, children of fiberless Fatel? You say you are sick, but I say your dinner is a disease. Your breakfast? A chemical experiment disguised as a croissant. Your lunch? A microwave confession. And your dinner? A post-mortem. You have replaced food with formulas, grocers with gambling halls, and digestion with distraction. And now you suffer. Aches, foggy minds, restless nights, gut flora that have declared independence. Even your toilets are confused. And I speak on behalf of your colons. They are not happy, my friends, my little children. You see, Food is not just sustenance. It is consciousness made edible. It is the alchemy of earth, fire, air and water, infused with love, infused with divine God's love. But today, you have outsourced your dinner to vending machines and vending mindsets. And so I say, rise up, noble humans of Worthing. Put down your blistered frozen pizzas. Lift up the ladle of legumes and embrace the holy path of the Sacred Mango, Mint and Coriander Chutney. This sacred condiment shall lubricate your joints, awaken your pineal gland, and possibly extend your life by 3 reincarnations. Yes, possibly extend your life by 3 reincarnations. It is anti-inflammatory, antidepressant, anti-aging, and pro-divine. And so tonight, I give you my Hippocratic blessing. May your fridges be green, your minds be clear, your chutneys be tangy, and your bowels be triumphant. Before I leave, let me share what I saw in your land. I saw medicine without vegetables, hospitals full of ailments caused by yesterday's dinner, people stressed, tired, scrolling, seeking salvation in snacks. The NHS is not failing. Your kitchen is. No cabbage, no calm. No greens, no grace. No legumes, no love. I did not come here to scold you, but to awaken you, to laugh with you, to dance with you, to digest with you. For health is not found in pills, my friends, but in your plate. And now, let the culinary awakening begin. Enter now, the luminous ladle bearer of healing, Egils the broccoli magician, accompanied by the celestial chutney of the gods. If you feed your soul properly, your stomach will follow. So, I pass it on to you, my friend, and I take leave with my super tofu-powered time machine. See you next time in 2 months' time. Bye! Oh. Hello. Did you meet my friend? Hippocrates?
Yes.
Amazing, no? He agreed. I spoke to him last night. I said, could you come and share a few things, because I really like your quotation, let the food be thy medicine, and let thy medicine be your food. So, most welcome to Food That Heals program, which is to some extent continuation of Food and Soul, but this is reinvented in a new, like a reincarnation of the Food and Soul. So, we are gonna explore some magical mango mint and coriander chutney. As our dear friend Hippocrates said, it will lubricate your joints, your belly will be happy, and your toilets will be triumphant. So, any questions so far, or everything is clear? I guess everything is clear.
Clear, it was amazing.
So, very simple. We are not using any processed ingredients in these recipes, which we'll be using in these programs, just like we did before. It will be all natural, non-processed ingredients, just as it comes from nature, and they will taste divine. I mean, I can just give you a little example. It was 2 weekends ago. We had a group of people from Birmingham, and I was cooking dinner on Saturday night, and I've really never cooked genuine brinjal and bindi sabji. If you know what is brinjal and bindi, it's lady fingers and aubergines. You can get these things, but because I got on special offer these lady fingers, some lady had left them behind at Sainsbury's, so I got some with a very, very good price. And so I thought, well, let's make something nice. It's an Indian sort of origin group from Birmingham. So I made up these few recipes, and one was this bindi and brinjal sabji. And I wanted to have a little challenge to make it without oil, without any of these processed things, which normally the Indian cooking is heavily loaded, especially any aubergine sabji or any dish made with aubergines is usually floating in oil. I remember someone told me that in London we used to have one matta who was running the kitchen in our main headquarters in London, because most people there are of Indian origin. And when she would go and see this aubergine sabji, she would ask, is there any oil inside? And it was all sort of floating in some liquid. And the Mataji, who was in charge of the kitchen, said, no, that's all water. But actually it was not water, it was all oil. So it was all these things would be floating in oil. And actually, if you start understanding what the oil is doing to your joints and all your organs inside, you will probably keep quite far away from all these substances, which are the most processed things on this planet. So I had this challenge that I would like to make this dish for this Indian group without all these nasty ingredients. And I started my challenge and was cooking, and actually the challenge was not only that. I was thinking the dinner is at 7:30. Then it was around 5 o'clock. Someone comes and says, so the dinner is at 6 o'clock. I said, 6 o'clock? I thought it was 7:30. So anyway, I said, okay, we can try to make it at 6 o'clock. So it was not only the challenge to make it super fast, but also without all these sort of traditional ingredients, which are sort of these external fats. And I still had all this nice energy and tried to do whatever, dry roasting all the spices, and actually the kitchen started smelling really nicely. But the most interesting experience was that it went like a flash of a second, this whole cooking, and it came like 6:10 and the thing was ready, all the sabji and I think mung dal soup, sprouted mung dal soup. I made also all without all these nasties. And people came down for dinner. We said it would be 10 minutes late, but then I was already, everyone had eaten, and I also was a bit hungry, so it was already 8 o'clock. So I went into the dining room with my bowl of a little bit of this brinjal and bindi sabji and some soup, and there was some mothers from Indian mothers from Birmingham, and they said, it was I think Sister Fee, and they said, who cooked the dinner? She said, Egils. Oh, they were like, wow. They were showing thumbs up. I said, really? Was it really nice? And the mother came to me and she said, not only was it nice, she said, I did not plan to eat dinner.
But then I smelled all these amazing smells and I wanted to eat now. And she said, when I had this dinner, I feel like in heaven. And I said, well, I didn't use any of these oils and all these processed things. And she could not believe that I had not used all these processed ingredients in these dishes that evening. So what I'm saying, that it's not only that you can make really healthy, very nice tasting dishes, very authentic dishes of any country, nationality, of any culture. We will be exploring these different cultures of around the planet. All kinds of very healthy dishes and chutneys and sabjis and soups as the time goes, and it will be all made healthy so that you can have your life extended for 3 reincarnations. So you will not die for a long time, and all your joints will be lubricated, and you will be like, you know, the best ever. You know, you can win the marathon in Worthing on Saturdays or Sundays. So what I was just saying, that we can make, it will not be just something healthy, it will be also very authentic, very tasty. And so I did take the credit, because if Indian mother is saying that the food was good, they won't lie. So if they say, and if they give their approval that that was a good dish, then it means something, actually. I tell you, I nearly cried. So this dish actually has very few ingredients. So it only has this amazing mango, and so this is a mango from, I think it's the variety Kent. So I chose actually this mango rather than Indian, because now it's the Indian mango season. You can get nice this kesar mango or honey mangoes in some Indian shops, which are very, very sweet. We get them quite frequently now. People bring, because in May, June, beginning of July, it's the mango season in India. But I think this comes from South America or Peru, and it may be not as sweet as those mangoes, because I thought for chutney it's probably best a little bit less sweetness than, because those are nearly like honey. So we'll put this one mango. So then we'll put mint. So mint is, I've got the recipes printed, so you've got everything ready to take away and do it at home. So we put some fresh mint leaves from Marks and Spencer's. I just got it just now before the program, because I actually had forgotten that I didn't have them, so I just went half an hour ago, and so it's very, very fresh, just from the shelves of the shop. So, and the same is the coriander, very, very fresh, very nice. So coriander is a bit more. So coriander is around 60 grams, and that mint is around half the amount. Although the variations, I've got actually the recipe, one is slightly different things, and one is slightly, it's like, in cooking, it's like music. You can, you know, the notes, you can add different notes. You can make more C, more D, more Mi, C minor, or, so this is really, I find cooking or any type of art, it's like an art. And especially when you put different ingredients, you are actually playing around with different frequencies. That's why when Hippocrates said that food is not just some kind of nourishment for the body, it's actually like a consciousness in liquid form. So if you treat food in that way, you will actually, even spiritually, you will be feeling very, very elevated. And anything you make at home, if you understand the frequency of water, because everything in any food we eat, all the bodies consist with lots of water. And water is the one which carries these frequencies, and especially from different vegetables, grains or fruits or herbs. This water frequency has very, very specific frequencies, so it will align you with these frequencies of the earth, of water, of basically the whole universe. And it's not just some kind of metaphysical, esoteric idea, it's actually reality. So if you treat things, what you are putting in your body, as a sacred thing, as a temple, which is a very, very sacred space. This is the most sacred space in the whole of the universe. But what people put sometimes in the bodies, they would not probably put in the rubbish bin. Sometimes people treat the body in such a bad way. and bodies, when we have all these aches and pains, and people start, all the joints are aching and screaming, and you have to replace joints and hips and heart. I mean, so many things, what people are undergoing. It's a lot of these things are connected with this misunderstanding of what actually is nutrition, what is really food meant for this sacred temple which we are abiding in. And so we'll make this very, very interesting. If you don't mind, let's put a very mild chili. It actually has a little bit of chili, a little bit of a kick in the shins, as we would say in English. I think in Christmas we had a Christmas punch, something like
Ginger beer.
Yeah, ginger beer, something like a
Kick of a mule.
Kick of a mule. Yeah, something a kick of a mule. So we'll have a Christmas kick of a mule in this chutney, but it's actually quite mild chili. So we'll put one chili. Then we have nice Medjool date, a little bit of sweetness, although the mango will have a sweetness already. And the best thing is obviously ginger. Ginger is very, very good. It's so many, but actually if you think all of these ingredients will have amazing, miraculous properties. Mango, coriander, mint, ginger, dates, you name it. I could print out if anyone is interested, but there are so many good things what it will do to your body. That's what Hippocrates was saying, that people use medicine as some kind of chemical substances, some pills, whereas actually this is the medicine. If you use this as a medicine, it will heal your body from within. And actually all these things which we consume can be as a medicine. They can actually help to heal different ailments. So then we have the fresh lemon juice, which is amazing. We use a lot of lemons in our juices and these chutneys and sauces. And a little bit of ground cumin. A little bit of ground cumin. And something from Himalayas. We always like Himalayas, so we will put a little bit of something from Himalayas, so we get a little bit of some meditation experience from caves of Himalayas.
Sorry, what's that? Salt.
It's black.
Salt.
It's a pink salt from
Salt.
Himalayas. Yeah.
Pink salt.
And now let's see what happens with this mango, if it's okay, because one was quite soft, so let's see. It's still okay. Well, I might use another one actually. Yeah, this is clean, completely clean.
That's delicious. I do.
Have you ever made such type of dish?
No.
Sushma Ben, you've made
Yeah.
mango chutney like this,
Mango
something?
chutney,
yeah.
So she knows.
I've made it as well. But I don't know if I've still got more. Keep turning it inside out. Yeah. It's a hedgehog. We used to call them.
I make this mango chutney and I make lots of it. because
Yeah,
we
lots of
have
pops.
lots.
Yeah.
And then I put it in ice cube, a tray. And then when it becomes ice cube, cubes, I just put it in a bag and put it in the freezer.
Oh,
So whenever you want, you just,
good
take
idea.
it out.
What a good idea. I made some in jars of them and I gave them.
Yeah.
Well, I haven't made any dish to go with it. Initially I thought I'll steam some baby potatoes or something, but anyway, we can just taste this as it is. And then obviously we put some little bit of filtered water. And one of the things which I think in the past in these programs I was saying, it's good to invest in a good blender at home. So like Vitamix or Blendteds, I mean there are also some British makes which are good, but these are American and they are very powerful. They're probably lifetime, they will last for life. You can get them in Lakeland or, yeah, so they do cost some money, but you know how much we spend on all kinds of things. Well, I think that's the chutney done. And also if you have a power blender like this, it will make it more creamy. If it's like a cheaper blender which doesn't have that much power, it will be more grainy. So that's why it's also good to have a bit more creamy consistency. So that's what we can taste it at the end. I think we'll get some small dishes and we will all just taste how it tastes. It smells quite minty.
Yeah, looks a healthy colour. Lovely colour.
Any questions about this dish or anything?
Not use the cabbage.
Not in this dish, no. Cabbage just for decoration, like to show that.
Can I just ask you a little question? Yeah. You know, you're saying about the swimming in grease. You know, the grease that you're talking about.
Oil.
You know, when you're talking about the aubergines, I think it was,
oh, yes.
wasn't it? Is olive oil bad for you then?
Well, in a sense, nothing is bad, but you have to understand that oil is very processed product because it's a fat taken out of either seeds or olives.
Yeah. Okay.
But the best is actually to eat the seeds or olives.
Yes, I see what you're saying.
Where you have everything, you have the fiber and the fat as well.
Yeah.
But if it's just isolated fat, it actually the body in a way doesn't really recognize it as a food.
Oh, I see. I'm with you.
Yeah. I mean, I personally don't use fat already since 2012.
Right.
And I don't feel I miss anything.
Well, that's good. No, that's really interesting because
Yeah.
I mean, obviously, I don't like fried food with, say, lard or, you know, all those horrible vegetable oils. But I always thought olive oil was okay. But after what you've just said, it's made me rethink a little bit.
Just try it. I mean, I'm not saying you shouldn't have it, but you know, I just see two things because in the Brahma Kumaris we are vegetarians as a principle, not vegans as a principle. When we, you know, come and study in this university, we become vegetarians if you haven't been before. And I see that a lot of illnesses, the people who follow this path, who are vegetarians, especially from Indian backgrounds, a lot of them not even at very ripe age, they might be only in their 50s, 60s, and many have lots of joint pains, joint replacements, knee replacements, and it's nothing to do with Indian origin as a nationality. It's not because of being an Indian that you have problems with joints. It's more to do with the diet, the way in the culture, especially Gujaratis, which are predominantly in the UK, So, and they use a lot of oil, a lot of oil.
I see.
So, not just oil, but also dairy products. And all these things, you know, they have a lot of high content of fat and almost no fiber.
Oh, I see.
Yeah.
And apparently how they're actually making olive oil as well at the moment in all of the countries. They're doing it in such a mass production.
So I'm not
pure olive oil.
trying to persuade you to give up oil or anything. I'm just sharing what I'm doing, and I'm cooking, you know, these recipes, and I feel great. I don't have any joint pains. When I was 35, I came to England. I was only 35, and even before coming here, I remember quite frequently I had some knee aches when I would walk. Sometimes I had knee pains.
Yeah.
And I used to drink quite a lot of dairy in those days, because in Latvia also people use a lot of dairy, cottage cheese, and you know, dairy, sour cream, and so lots of those products. And then since I became plant-based, I don't like to use this concept of vegan, because lots of vegans are also very unhealthy, especially if you eat you know, these fast foods, street foods. You know, there's lots of vegan, even like on the promenade here is there's some, I forgot the name of some fried donuts or something, some Cheerios, I don't know what that just smells like, you know, like as if you know, if you eat that food, you probably go to Mars or somewhere, you know, in your dreams. I don't know how you can even eat that stuff, you know, but plant-based, whole food plant-based, that's what I call whole food plant-based. But even with this whole food plant-based path, I must admit that I have tried different things. When I came on this path in 2012, I got this notion. There was some program, young people, there was 30 bananas a day, and I thought, let me try to follow 30 bananas a day. So I was eating like, you know, these blenders full of bananas, smoothies. I was like a little baby drinking so much bananas. So I've tried all kinds of things. And actually, interesting enough, just for your reference, when I started, and so I came to this place in 2005. I helped to paint and decorate this lighthouse, and then there was a need for a brother. So then in 2006, it happened that I happened to come down and be as a resident brother to take care of the maintenance, but we all also do cooking and everything else. So then within these around maybe after 5, 6, 7 years, I really felt quite lethargic, not much energy. I would hardly go out even, you know, because everything is inside. For us, everything is inside. Like, we don't have a garden, so to go out, you actually have to make time to go out. So and I was feeling like quite often that I wish I would just go for some rest, you know, if I had some free minute. And the thing was, I had actually never eaten that much food at that time before, because here we have all these sort of, you know, lunch and dinner, especially weekends. You have puddings. If you remember Sister Joyce, we had one Sister Joyce. She used to make amazing English cobblers and apple pies and apple crumbles, and it was, she would make big trays of these things, and then they would spill over to Monday and Tuesday and Wednesday, and then it was only maybe Thursday off, but then on Thursdays we have sacred bog in the morning, so it's another thing, and then maybe it's the Friday is the only off, but then it's Friday dinner already, the retreat starts already, so and then Saturday another puddings come again, and Sunday puddings, and so it was like this going for several years. So I did become probably inside not very healthy, so the body was not really in a best shape. And that's when I came across this, the China study, really. If you have heard of this study, the China study, I'll take it up actually next time. So I won't do this program every month, I'll do it every second month, because I think it's too frequent to do it every month. But in August, I'll invite someone from China to visit us. So we'll have some Chinese thing. So we'll share a little bit more from a little humorous aspect, this whole China study. But that actually gave me really understanding that, well, I have to start thinking really more seriously about my health. And so I was around 77 kilos, my weight was around 77 kilos when I started this plant-based, whole food plant-based thing. But I started with lots of bananas, and I was thinking, you know, once you give up oil and all these sort of processed things that you don't need to count anything, it was some kind of idea that eat as many bananas, eat as many this, eat potatoes, and eat this and eat that, and it's all fine. But actually, the weight was also creeping up a little bit, like 30 bananas a day. So it was not that long ago, my weight was around 87 already. And that was on plant-based diet, without any oil, without any processed, hardly any nuts really. I mean, occasionally some snack, some nut, but my trousers were, you know, I had to change trousers, and you know, the belts were all just in the wardrobe sitting. I didn't need any belts anymore. So then I had some aha moment in March that let me check how much calories. I somehow never thought about that. I thought, let me check how many calories I eat per day. So I actually measured things, what I was eating on one day, and I was actually shocked when I calculated how many calories I had. It was around 3,000 calories. Oof. And I thought, wait, Egils, you're only eating sort of some whole grain rye bread, some pickled cucumber, and maybe a little bit of some tahini on your bread, and some salad and lettuce, and maybe 1 cup of coffee only in the morning, and then lots of potatoes and some salads and sort of healthy things. And I didn't eat any snacks or any biscuits that day. So it actually gave me a little bit of thinking about how many calories we really consume. And so then I checked how much actually calories would be my maintenance for my, the height and weight, because we all have certain number. The body is like an instrument we have got from the nature. So if you are certain height and age, there is certain nature designed weight which is ideal weight, not for looks. And this is something which I understand. It's not about looking good, but it's how your body is functioning. So now if you are putting too much stuff inside, imagine if you have a car and you are filling it with some diesel fuel. It has maybe 50 or 60 liters of the tank. And you are filling and filling and filling and filling. The tank is full, so it will be overflowing. It will be so much mess everywhere. The diesel will be on the road. But in the body, obviously, nothing is overflowing. It's overflowing around the waist. It's overflowing everywhere in your body. So that's why around the organs and around all your internal organs, and that's which was very interesting. One documentary a long time ago, I watched a BBC documentary about healthiest diet on the planet. And there was one BBC correspondent, forgot her name, but she's very famous.
I think Angela Rippon.
So she was very, very famous, and she was pretty slimish, sort of nothing wrong with her. And so she was exploring all these things, and then she sort of, okay, let's do this CT scan on my body. So she did this CT scan, and then the scan revealed that she had a lot of internal organ fat around the organs. So externally she was pretty slim, but actually inside the organs had a lot of fat around. So you actually don't have to be very, very big in this size to actually have issues inside in your health. And so I've had so many BKs who have passed away, quite a few brothers who went, played guitar in the evening, had nice dinner, and never woke up in the morning. Because of all these blockages inside the system, the blood circulation. If you could see your blood vessels like a clear glass, you would probably think twice if you saw what's inside there. And so that's why I'm saying it's not about being obese to think about actually getting into shape. But what I started doing for these last 3 months, I thought, let me try to, eat a little bit less than what my maintenance calorie count per my age and weight. So I reduced a little bit. I was not starving, just eating a little bit less. Let's say if my maintenance is around 2,700 calories, which is pretty good amount for a male of my height and age, and sort of medium activity, swimming in the sea a little bit in the morning, going for some walks. So I started this, and I was actually shocked that I started losing weight without doing anything. I wasn't doing marathons or doing some crazy fasting, which I have done. I have done water fasting 17 days. I think Fee did 28 days. And I lost weight, but then I put on more weight afterwards. I've done juicing, this juice program for this Jason Vale, I think the UK guy. It was great. I did for 30 days, just drinking all kinds of, these juices and things, which was magnificent. But then again, once you go back and eat lots of potatoes and bananas and other good things, then somehow everything creeps up, and it's not. And what I understood, the feeling was, it's not about looks. It's actually how you feel, and that's what I'm now feeling the best I've ever felt in my life. I'm 54 years of age, and I feel as much better than when I was in 18. And and I've lost now. I'm probably lost 10 kilos. Probably tomorrow I'll check it, maybe even 11. So, and that's by doing nothing, just by eating nice, nourishing meals, these mango chutneys, and eating some rice, potatoes, some fruits. But you have to be mindful how much you eat. And the most stunning thing is that when you start reducing the calorie intake, your stomach actually shrinks. Because when I started in March, that's when I started, I was actually going wild. There was some time when in the evening I thought, no, I've done my intake for today, I don't want to eat more, and I felt really hungry. So I would eat maybe some pickled cucumber because it has no calories, so I thought, okay, that's something I want. And I thought this, I don't know how sustainable this is, I hope, I get into that good shape, and then we get back to these, the maintenance, increase the calories. But then after some time, it was probably like maybe 1.5 months down the line, I can't actually eat that much the food anymore, which is really surprising. I feel satisfied, and I can start eating maybe one digestive biscuit, with my coffee for breakfast, which I thought is goodbye forever, that I will never ever be able to touch a biscuit in my life. But now I can have one digestive biscuit, and even a little bit of vegan ice cream sometimes if I feel like. What I'm saying is, when you get into the flow and you give to the body what it actually needs, not what you think what it needs and what your maybe tongue you have got used to, then actually you start feeling really great. You're free. You are free from all these churros and whatever you can see around. You really enjoy real food, like Hippocrates said, the real cabbage. You know how sweet is sweetheart cabbage? Sweetness, sugar, because I stopped all the sugar and processed things, apart from tiny bit of maybe some few grams in my coffee in the morning. I was surprised. It was, I think, several weeks ago, we had a group from Lithuania, and the sister who was the main sister, she gave me a little gift, and in this gift there was a chocolate, 85% cocoa percent chocolate, just dark chocolate. In the past, if you gave me 85% dark chocolate, I would, say to Fee, they're wasting their money giving such type of chocolates to us, because you can't eat that thing. It's bitter. There is no sweetness at all. And I thought, well, let me try. So I opened it, cracked a piece. Oh my God, it's sweet. I could not believe it was sweet. 85% chocolate was pretty sweet. So again, everything is relative. You think, you are used to this, you need that. No, when you change your paradigm of your life, things which seemed like, some people use so much salt in food. Some people put like everything white. And if you give them slightly less salt, they say, there is no salt. But if you reduce it over a small time, like maybe 1 week's time, then the less amount will seem quite a lot. So what I'm saying, everything in life is so relative. And the main thing is, once you get into this groove or this zone of actually feeling what the body really wants, the body starts loving you back because you start feeling great. Your sleep is great. You wake up in the morning, you feel thumbs up. It's like this mother, thumbs up for this brinjali, food. Even everything you do becomes like thumbs up. It's like, I didn't do it, there's so many things. I had like three weekends. I had, on Thursdays, I shop in Sainsbury's. I went and there was like things waiting for me with all these yellow labels. I was like laughing. I couldn't believe what's happening. I had full trolley with things for pennies, organic produce, salads and all kinds of vegetables. And then when I went with this smart scan, I scan and I put the card, and then the receipt was just coming and coming and coming. And I thought, well, what's going on? This is like scrolls of the universe. So I asked one of the shopkeepers to take a photo of me, with this smart shop logo in the Sainsbury's, and this amazing receipt. And then I went next, and one of our ladies who comes here and helps us, she said, oh yeah, that was 22nd of May, because it's especially it was 2/2, it was a Thursday, so that's the numerology because of this and that. That's why it was like this, it happened, yeah. So, okay, yeah, fine, I mean, I don't argue. The next Thursday, my receipt was double the length. I can show you, I've got those receipts in the office. And then the third week, it was Wednesday, not Thursday, and my receipt was again as long as a lot higher than me. And not only that, then last week, I went, we ran out of Demerara sugar. So I said, okay, I go to Best Way, this Best Way wholesale in Brighton. So, and they have this sugar usually. And the last few times we got not the best one, which is from Silver Spoon, which is basically white sugar, British white sugar with some molasses mixed in. And there is Tate and Lyle one, which is usually very nice, which is genuine from Belize. So I went to this Best Way. I go in, I can't believe my eyes. There was a whole pallet of Tate and Lyle Demerara sugar with a clearance label from £47 to £30. I thought, geez, that's interesting. So I took 10 sacks of this sugar. So another smart shop in Best Way, cash and carry. But what I'm saying is, it's like life. When you get into this groove of balance, of zone, it's like you're actually giving to the life, to the body, the energy which actually it requires. Not taking from body, not taking from life, but you're actually giving. Then things just happen. They happen around you, which you don't need to make any effort, because sometimes, and some friend of mine from Canada said, oh yeah, you're a master of manifesting things. I said, I did not manifest anything. I was not thinking about some sugar, let me manifest this sugar there in Brighton, Best Way. I want Tate and Lyle sugar, I do some voodoo or something. I didn't do anything. I was just enjoying life, had swim in the morning, and then went to get some sugar, and the sugar was there. So what I'm saying, we don't need to go, don't need to chase anything. You just enjoy nice this mango mint coconut chutney, play around, be like a little child, and dance. And life is wonderful, and thumbs up. So that's why welcome and thank you for coming today. And we can finish with something from Hippocrates' land. So I especially have prepared something from the land of Hippocrates.
Yeah, just wanted to mention your food you've been eating has been nutrient dense rather than calorie.
Yeah, so actually when I started, so obviously to reduce the calories, you need to reduce more dense. This we can explore another time. It's mathematics, a little bit of mathematics, like mathematics, geography, mathematics, and it's quite interesting. Because everything has some density of something. So any food will contain some per let's say 100 grams of each item will have certain number of calories. So So if you eat cabbage, has hardly any calories, you know. You will have to eat, to be satisfied, you have to eat like an elephant. But you have no stomach like that to eat that much. So you have to eat a bit more, something also more calorie dense foods. But the problem of the people nowadays is that everyone eats very, very calorie dense foods. And that means processed foods. Foods with oil, with animal foods, with dairy products, all these packaged foods which you buy in the shops. If you look per 100 grams how many calories, if you calculate how many calories you eat per day, you probably eat a lot of calories more than actually your body needs. And that's abusing your body. And once you start changing that whole pattern of that, your body will be really thankful. All your ailments, and that's what my realizations have been about health, that let thy medicine be thy food, and let thy food be thy medicine. Because actually the food is the medicine which will heal your body from within. All your ailments, including cancer and prostate cancer and all kinds of things. People have these joint problems and heart problems, head problems. I can give you, I had before I started this thing. I had in the afternoons, I dreaded lunch. I dreaded lunch because when I had lunch, I felt like a huge stone thrown into the English Channel. I was like, like my energy was like this. I just did not like that. I liked breakfast. I always enjoy breakfast. But lunch I did not like. I had quite frequently heartburns. I had, my ears were burning, in the afternoons, my ears were like hot, like coal, really hot. And sometimes in the evenings, I really felt really not well. And I thought, well, maybe something I'm not doing properly. The food combining is not very accurate. So I tried this, tried that, tried intermittent fasting, tried so many things I tried. Until I really realized it's not about any of these things. It's about how much stuff you put inside. Since I started reducing the whole thing of the calories, how much I put in this machine, in this temple, all this disappeared. I don't feel like this heavy stone. I don't need any rest or anything in the afternoons. I feel light as a feather. I don't have any hot ears anymore. I don't have any heartburn. I haven't had a heartburn since. What I'm saying is lots of your ailments which you have right now, whatever you have, they will disappear and dissolve like sugar in milk if you start doing something like this. If you reduce the amount you put inside this temple, because most people put too much stuff inside and that's causing a lot of problems. But it will be a little bit of time to adjust, because there is a thing, this whole thing about why you will be feeling that you need to eat what you normally eat, and you will be feeling hungry and like this. But the basic thing is, if you get back to what you really should be, then all your ailments also will be, most of them will be gone. So anyway, that's just my experience, but we will explore more depth of science behind all of these things in these upcoming programs in August and in October. I mean, I'll put it up so it will be sort of like this.
What's the date in August?
Idea is every third Monday. Not every third, but on third of that month. Yeah. So maybe if we can now invite everyone for this amazing thing with Hippocrates. We can invite Hippocrates back, and I invite you as well. We need the track to play. The tasting will be afterwards. We need a little bit of movement. So we have never done, in Food and Soul we've been to many places, but we have never been to Greece. And so this is the Greece. So
I'm going in 2 weeks.
You're going to Greece?
Because I'm
Okay.
going to Greece.
All right. Om Shanti.
Om Shanti.
You can have a pudding today, everybody.
So thank you.
Thank
you, and see you next time. And let's try. And also, if anyone wants the recipe,
Yes, please.
Yes, please.